That is the impossible part. Pipeline. I've been playing this song, well, I started playing this song about 20 years ago. Had kind of a rough shot arrangement of it that I thought, this is good. I played it in concert a lot. It was a great ending piece because it didn't matter how badly I mangled it. People still, they loved it. Such a cool tune. Well, recently, just yesterday as a matter of fact, a request came up on the forum to revisit this, rework it, make it possible. And I thought, oh man, this is just so much work. I don't want to, I thought I never really did a proper version of it. I always just kind of slopped my way through it, and it was okay. Now there are other cool parts. I was always okay with this part. Anyway, the point is, I'm putting a lesson together on it, and I'm going to start getting it out. Like, it's just going to come out in segments as I finish it and as I learn how to play it. But as I was starting to think about making this happen, I thought, there are so many little things you could start working on to get the hang of it before we try to piece it all together. So the first thing is the bass line. It's an E minor chord. And what we're really just doing is what they call an Alberti bass, classical piano thing that my kids learned when they were 3 and 4 years old. Anyway, so what we're going to do is keep your thumb moving from first finger on the B, and your third finger is going to come to G. So for the 4 measures of the E lick, we're going to talk about this. I'm going to break this up into a few segments, but here's what I want you to get started on. E, B, G, B. Okay, that's not too hard. Just really important to use your first and third fingers because your second and fourth fingers are going to play the melody, which is going to go like this. That is going to get combined, and the very last thing I played is going to be the bass is going to change to A and do the same thing while it plays the melody. That's going to be the complicated part that I'm going to have to figure out before I can finish this lesson. Okay, I'm getting really close. But 2 other things to start practicing, and then I'll break them down. I'll combine those in the next segment. You'll see how that all works. That's what we'll have cooking so far. The glissando, the slide. Whatever speed you're doing this bass line at, 1 and 2, and we're thinking of these as eighth notes. So we're playing 8 bass notes per measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So for one measure, I would hit 8 notes. If I start up here, I'm at the 14th fret of the A string, playing this high B. And what I need to do is play 8 notes with my thumb and 8 notes with my index finger in between them. That's it. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Now while I'm doing that, I'm going to be sliding down the string to land at this B so that I get to the low E on the first beat of the next measure. So the first way we want to do it is to time that to be exactly one measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. And that 1 is the low E, and that's the beginning of. Okay, start working on that, and in the next segment I'll talk about the rest of the intro and the E minor run, and we'll piece that all together. But get rolling with that first, and then we'll see how the song goes. Hopefully by the time I finish the lesson, I'll be able to play through the whole part. The second part, I'll save that for later. So stay tuned and start working on your... Eventually we want it to go that fast. Oh, maybe not. And we're going to throw this in. Little keyboard part that the Chantays did. Okay, more in the next segment.